Hello, and thank you for joining me here at my channel, Spirit Rodeo. Today I have an ancestral message to share. Back in maybe 2020 or 2021, when the pandemic was still a new thing, I had moved back to my home city, and where I lived, in the backyard, there is a weeping willow tree and several other weeping willow trees. And seeing those trees in the neighborhood made me reflect on Louisiana and the movie Eve's Bayou. Now, I know that the story of Eve's Bayou was not set in New Orleans, but it was set in Louisiana. And it got me to thinking about visiting New Orleans again. The first time that I visited New Orleans was back in 2009. And that was before I knew that my great-grandmother, who passed away in 2011, I believe, was born in New Orleans. And she later migrated with her family, I believe, the family that she was born into. They migrated to Texas. And so I just started feeling this urge to visit New Orleans again. And thinking about all this, it kind of left my mind for a while after 2020 or 2021. And then most recently, I'm a member of, what is it called? 23andMe Ancestry, the Ancestry database. And I've been thinking a lot about my family lineage since I signed up for that service. And so, the idea of going to New Orleans again resurfaced for me. And I've just been feeling really impressed with the idea of this city. And so, and thinking about decorating the kitchen in the apartment that I live in, it came to me to decorate the kitchen in the style of the theme of Café du Monde, which is a coffee shop that I believe originated in New Orleans. And they're very popularly known for beignets and coffee. And I visited there when I was in New Orleans many years ago. So this idea came to me, and I started collecting ideas for decor online. And I talked to my husband about it, and he told me about the story of a woman named Rose, and I don't know how to say her last name. I think it's Nicaud, Nicaud. And I felt really moved by her story. Rose Nico was an African-American woman born into slavery in the early 19th century and is recognized as a pioneering figure in New Orleans coffee culture. She began selling her own blend of drip coffee in the French market near the current location of Café du Monde, and was so successful that she eventually earned enough to purchase her freedom. Her entrepreneurial spirit inspired other women of color to establish their own coffee stands, contributing to the vibrant coffee scene in New Orleans. Café du Monde established in 1862, is a renowned coffee shop in New Orleans French Market, famous for its cafe au lait and beignets. While there is no direct evidence that Café du Monde was explicitly inspired by Rose Nico, her early contributions to the city's coffee culture undoubtedly laid the groundwork for such establishments. Therefore, it's reasonable to consider that Café du Monde's origins were indirectly influenced by trailblazers like Rose Nico. So they label her influence as indirect on the origins of Café du Monde, but I'm going to call it direct. So when my husband introduced me to her story, I just felt really moved by it and the idea of such tenacity and entrepreneurship in a time in which African Americans were held in bondage. She made a way for herself into being able to live in freedom that is her, or is and was her birthright, and is the birthright of every human being. And so then after that, I got this update in the next day or two after discovering the story of Rose Nico. And I found that I have ancestral lineage. I found out through 23andMe that I have ancestral lineage to the Creoles of Cajun country. So the Creoles of Cajun country are people of mixed European, African, and Spanish descent who live in the Louisiana region of Acadiana. I don't know if I'm saying any of these words right, Nico. I don't even know if I'm saying Café du Monde right. The Louisiana region of Acadiana. The term Creole is used to describe people born in the colonies, while Cajun refers to a subset of Creoles who are descended from Acadians. Creoles originally referred to people of French and European descent born in the colonies, especially in New Orleans. So after that, I decided to talk to my intuitive advisor because I just felt that this whole New Orleans lineage, Creole lineage, I felt that I was being impressed upon psychically and spiritually to allow myself the chance to visit New Orleans. And so I expressed my thoughts to my intuitive advisor, and I told her I'm feeling called to understand some hidden or simply unknown things about my family lineage at this point. My maternal great-grandmother is from New Orleans, and I'm being led to visit there. I feel. Would you be able to read about what I'm led to know, do, or tap into spiritually while visiting there in regards to my New Orleans ancestry? She said, "It's wonderful that you're being led to explore your ancestral history in New Orleans. I feel that you are meant to go where your grandmother spent her childhood and also visit any graves of ancestors that lived there. I do feel that there is a family history of spirituality there, and this has gone through the females of your family, meaning great-grandmother, grandmother, mother, daughter lines." So I think basically she's saying spiritual gifts are passed down through the females. I do feel that there was tragedy in your family at one point, and you will find some sadness during your visit, but mostly you will be enlightened and connect with your family. So I want to take this time to do a quick 4-card tarot spread. For ancestral guidance, focusing on my connection to New Orleans and my Creole heritage. And in this, I'm going to use the Hoodoo Tarot, and I'm going to explore 4 questions. The first, the root. What ancestral wisdom is guiding me toward New Orleans? This card will reveal the deeper reason why my ancestors are calling me back, whether it's healing, reclaiming traditions, or spiritual growth. Two, the hidden story. What family truths or lessons will I uncover? This position sheds light on ancestral experiences, both joyful and painful, that are waiting to be acknowledged. 3, the spiritual inheritance. What gifts have been passed down to me? This card will reflect the spiritual, intuitive, or creative abilities that have traveled through my lineage. And 4, the path ahead. How can I best honor my ancestors in this journey? This final card will offer guidance on how to approach my visit to New Orleans and deepen my connection with my lineage. So I'm going to shuffle the cards a bit more and get started with question 1. The root. What ancestral wisdom is guiding me toward New Orleans? Again, this card reveals the deeper reason why my ancestors are calling me back, whether it's healing, reclaiming traditions, or spiritual growth. And the card that popped out was Gullah Jack in reverse. Card 2, the hidden story. What family truths or lessons will I uncover? This will shed light on ancestral experiences, both joyful and painful, that are waiting to be acknowledged. What family truths or lessons will I uncover? What family truths or lessons will I uncover? Four of coins in reverse. The third card. The spiritual inheritance. What gifts have been passed down to me? Daughter of Sticks, upright. And lastly, but not least, the path ahead. How can I best honor my ancestors on this journey? Dr. Buzzard, upright. All right, I'm going to take a few minutes to study the cards. Now I'm going to review the cards that I pulled. Again, question 1, the roots. What ancestral wisdom is guiding me toward New Orleans? I'm not sure how good this light is. I don't really like the direction of this light. But anyway, so again, Gullah Jack in reverse. Gullah Jack represents the Hanged Man of the Rider-Waite Tarot, and this is in reverse. This represents sacrifice, resistance, and spiritual endurance. This suggests that my ancestors are guiding me to break free from stagnation, illusions, or inherited burdens. There could be some ancestral wounds or an unresolved history that have kept parts of my family lineage in a state of spiritual limbo, and I'm being called to reclaim my story and rewrite the narrative on my own terms rather than feeling bound by the past and past struggles. Question 2, the hidden story. What family truths or lessons will I uncover? And I pulled the 4 of coins in reverse. And this card suggests uncovering financial struggles, power dynamics, or family members who may have hoarded or lost wealth due to oppression. It can also indicate a history of generational scarcity mindset, the belief that one must cling to what they have out of fear of loss. I find that I struggle with that. My visit to New Orleans may reveal deeper truths about how past generations dealt with survival and self-sufficiency, possibly related to slavery, freedom, or inheritance. The card asks, what has been held back or hidden in my family? 3, the spiritual inheritance. What gifts have been passed down to me? And I got the Daughter of Sticks upright. And this card represents the Knight of Wands from the Rider-Waite Tarot. I have inherited spiritual fire, resilience, and an unstoppable drive. The Daughter of Sticks is a messenger of movement and change. She acts on divine inspiration. My lineage may have gifted me with charisma, leadership, and the ability to channel messages, as well as strong intuitive instincts. I can say that's true. This could also indicate a connection to root work, divination, or healing practices passed down through the women in my family. Now, root work, I wouldn't say I'm into root work so much, but I am into herbs and the power of healing through herbs. And I have used herbs to heal myself when I got really sick after I took the vaccine back in 2022, I think it was 2021. And I had begun believing in the power of the healing power of herbs before that point in time, but my belief in that healing power got tested a couple of years ago. And yes, I am a healer. I'm still working through what that means, but I know that a part of my purpose is working with populations of people who may seem like the underdogs in life. And I am growing and trusting my intuitive instincts and leadership abilities. I am not sure about the women in my family and their abilities in divination and healing. I have never heard stories about that, but maybe I could find out if I asked. The path ahead, how can I best honor my ancestors on this journey? Dr. Buzzard, which represents the Justice card from the Rider-Waite Tarot, upright. This is a card of truth, karma, and ancestral justice. My role in this journey is to bring balance, to reclaim my heritage with clarity and fairness, and to honor those who came before me by acknowledging their struggles and triumphs. Dr. Buzzard was a powerful root worker. And this card also suggests seeking spiritual justice through reconnection with traditions, visiting sacred sites, and possibly even uncovering legal or historical truths about my family. So in summary, my ancestors are guiding me to break free from old limitations, uncover hidden family history, and step into my spiritual power. My trip to New Orleans is about healing and reclaiming rather than just exploration. As I go, I have to remember that my lineage is strong and that I'm carrying their legacy forward with courage and purpose. And that concludes my ancestral message. Thank you so much for listening. Happy Black History Month. And we explored a bit of that through the use of the Hoodoo Tarot. And feel free to comment below, and I'll hopefully catch you next time.